Rules pertaining to menstruation and postnatal periods 122. There are some special rules for Muslim women who are menstruating or postnatal. For example, a woman in these states cannot pray, not even perform the SUKUUR prostration. She cannot fast. She cannot recite even a single verse from the Qur'an. However, she can recite verses of supplication with the intention of supplication. She cannot touch or hold the Qur'an or any tablets or coins on which verses of the Qur'an are written, even if they are not complete verses. According to the accepted opinion, the same rule applies to the translation of the Qur'an. He cannot touch it either. He cannot enter mosques. He cannot perform TAWAF around the KAABA. He cannot have sexual relations with his wife. Her husband cannot benefit from the areas between her navel and her knees without a barrier between them. It does not matter whether she is in a state of sexual desire or not. To do so is forbidden. If there is a barrier, a garment, between them, he may benefit from her in ways other than sexual intercourse. 123. A woman who is menstruating or postpartum, nifas, does not make up the obligatory prayer she misses during those days. Since prayers are repeated every day, this is a concession in religion. However, she must make up the Ramadan fasting she missed during those periods. 124. A woman who is observing obligatory or supererogatory fasts, if she menstruates or becomes postpartum while in that state, she must make up the fast she was forced to break later. Again, if she begins a supererogatory prayer and such a situation arises, she makes up that prayer later. However, if she has started an obligatory prayer, she does not make it up, because it has become clear that that prayer is not obligatory. For her, 125. If a woman goes to bed clean and upon waking realizes she has begun menstruating, she is considered to have started her period from the moment she woke up. Conversely, if a woman who is menstruating goes to bed and wakes up and realizes she is clean, as a precaution, she is considered to have become clean from the time she went to bed. Therefore, according to these two principles, if she went to bed before performing the evening prayer, and the time for this prayer passed while she was asleep, she must make up this prayer. 126. A woman who is menstruating or postpartum may recite verses of prayer with the intention of praying, and may remember and praise Allah. The leftovers from the food and drinks prepared by a woman in these situations are not makruh. It is permissible for a husband to take such a woman to bed without sexual intercourse. 127. The cessation of bleeding and washing before a woman's period has ended is not considered valid. In this regard, until her period is completely over, no sexual relationship should be established with her, because it is possible for her period to start again during the period. However, once the woman has washed herself after the blooding has stopped, she should pray and fast as a precaution. 128. Once the maximum period specified for menstruation and post-childbirth bleeding have passed, sexual intercourse becomes immediately permissible. However, before this period, sexual intercourse is not immediately permissible, even if the blooding has stopped. In this case, the woman must either have performed ghusl or one prayer time must have passed. Or, due to an excuse, she must have performed tayammum and prayed with it, even if it is a supererogatory prayer. For sexual intercourse to be permissible, 129. Regarding menstruation and postnatal bleeding, the sexual relationship of a Muslim with his non-Muslim wife is, according to the valid opinion, the same as that of a Muslim with his Muslim wife. According to another opinion, once the menstrual period of a non-Muslim wife is complete, it is permissible for her husband to approach her. There is no need to wait for her to bathe or for a prayer time to pass. 130. If someone approaches his wife who has not yet completed her menstrual period, he is sinful. He must repent and seek forgiveness. In addition, he must give 1 or half a gold coin in charity to poor Muslims. This is a gold coin weighing 5 grams. 131. Menstruation and post-childbirth bleeding are excuses for women in certain matters. Therefore, the obligation of prayer is waived for them, and their fasts are postponed. However, a woman in this state is not in a state of complete purity due to the fluid she discharges as blood.